This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk you through this 2022 Torque travel trailer toy hauler, and the model number is T331. So this is not a floor plan video, it's a how-to video, so I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work, okay? Alrighty, so you have your fuel nozzle back here. You have power stabilizers, and these power stabilizers can be cranked manually. In the front compartment there's a crank that has a cylinder with a slot cut in it, and just know that if for some reason they fail, let's find them here, you can put that cylinder with a slot cut in it over that shaft with a pin that I'm showing you, and you can just crank that manually, so you can always get yourself out of trouble. Okay, you have two doors, one going into the garage, one going into the living area. You've got a power awning with LED strip, 2 outside speakers. This is your water heater here. Now, let me just get this off here. The switches to control it are inside, except keep in mind that right here, this rocker switch right here, that controls the electric heating element that's behind this cover here. So keep that in mind, that it's there. Never run the water heater without water in it, so if you drain it, make sure you refill it before you turn it on. This is the drain right here. It takes an inch and a 6-point socket, plus you'll need a 6-inch extension, a ratchet or a breaker bar to free it, so keep that in mind. You have a gas burner, like I said, and an electric heating element. Okay? Your outside kitchen / entertainment area has a TV, obviously. This pulls out. Actually, what's he got going here? So, why he did this way, I don't know. I'll just set it aside for now. That's actually the top of your griddle right there. That fits right on here, obviously. So, your remote is right here for your outside TV. You have to remember that, see if I can get to it here. This has to be plugged into the LP system. So they give you a quick connect right here, LP hose, and that will attach right here to that female quick connect. So you got to plug it in to use it. Okay. You have a sprayer right here with a quick connect on it. You also have a spout for this faucet here. You can use the sprayer or the spout, and you have running water here. Okay. Refrigerator. Your front stabilizers. Now I told you about the crank with the cylinder with the slot cut in it for those. This is it right here. And then this one right here is just a 3/4 inch crank. The reason I give that to you is because if your power tongue jack was ever to fail and you can't get hitched or unhitched, you can always pull this cap right here and either use a 1/4 inch socket on a drill or that crank, and you can put it on there and crank it manually, so you can always get hitched and unhitched no matter what. Alright? The other thing to know in here is there's a kill switch for the battery right here. So you can turn your battery on and off, and that's just for a tire monitor. That's a pre-wire deal. Okay? Alright, so you have a deep cycle marine battery. I showed you the kill switch. You have 2 LP tanks with automatic changeover regulator, which are full. You got a power tongue jack and an override for your crank or for your tongue jack if you need it. Okay, this is just in case you wanted to add a solar panel to charge the battery. It's just an option. Okay. This here is just you have a pre-wired generator here, so that's what this is. All the fuel lines and the power lines for your generator. Right now they've got your dump hose in there plus a reducer for your short cord. Okay. Now you have 2 black tanks in this, one in the front, one in the back. because you have 2 toilets. So these are the black tank flushes here. This is for the front toilet. This is for the rear toilet and black tank. So just remember, like it says right here on this sticker, to always leave the valves open when you dump it. So after you, or before you turn on the water. So if you dump your black tank valve, right, you leave the valve open, then you put the hose on, turn it on and spray out your tank, clean off the sensors, that sort of thing, and you're all set. You do the same thing to the other one, but always make sure the valve's open when you do that. Your city water hookup is right here. That's the most common way to get water to the trailer. If you're camping someplace without city water, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank right there and use the onboard pump to pump the water. I'll show you the switch when we get inside. And that's another place to hook up your sprayer. Okay. You have valves here for the front end of the trailer. And then back here, you have them for the rear part of the trailer, black and gray. This is a 50 amp system. It has 2 ACs, so that's your 50 amp power cord. We do give you reducers to reduce it down to a 30, which we're using right now, and then another one to go down to a 20. Obviously you can't run your air conditioners on 20, but you could turn everything. You could turn on the lights, pack it up, whatever you need to do. So we just throw that in. Campground satellite and cable through into the entertainment area. Your fuel fills, right? I showed you the nozzle on the other side. You have a ladder that folds out, which is great because the manufacturer states you should inspect the roof every 60 days or so. So all you're doing is looking at the sealant and making sure there's no cracking or separation where water can get through. You're looking at the roofing attachments and material, making sure that there's been no damage to them by low branches or road debris. You just keep ahead of any possible issues, okay? It should be part of your regular maintenance. Now I'm not going to drop the door. They all work pretty much the same because I'm here alone and I'm holding the camera, but these all work the same. You just drop it down. It's pre-wired for a backup camera. You can see that Furrion housing up there. That takes a Furrion backup camera kit if you wanted to add one. It's very simple install. Okay. So let's go inside here. See what's happening. Okay. Alrighty. Looks like we lost power here because it's so hot out. It's mid-90s. We're having all kinds of problem with the local power. So, what are we going to do here? Let me see if I can find some light switches for... Here we go. Let's see what we have here. There we go. Okay. So, this, I don't know if you can see it very well with the blue lights on here, but this is your control panel. You have your slide room here. You have your awning here. Those are obviously your lights. Your water pump is right here. We talked about that to pump water out of the fresh water tank. It's also used to winterize the trailer. Light your water heater on gas right here. I showed you the electric switch outside in the lower left-hand corner. These are just more lights. And of course your battery's charged. Fresh water has a third at this point. Both black tanks are empty. Both gray tanks are empty. So that's your control panel. Okay. Let's move this way. So this jackknifes, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I can't say it for... No, I guess it does not. That just reclines. Okay. I think. Yeah, it reclines. Microwave works like any other microwave. It has a vent in it and a light and that sort of thing. You have a TV up here, of course. When it comes to your range, I didn't check to see if you turned the gas on. I'm suffering from heat stroke. I'm not thinking clearly. Alright, so you have 3 knobs here. Those are for the 3 burners. And then this one here is the sparker. You turn it clockwise to spark it. Left, or the right one, is for the oven. So I think I hear gas. Yeah, there we go. So it's that simple. The oven's a little different. It's got a pilot light all the way at the back at the bottom. Maybe we can see it spark. No, it doesn't look like it. So, you go to the oven knob, you go to the picture of the flame, depress it, keep it depressed. You light the pilot light. After it lights, you hold this for another 10 or 15 seconds to heat up the thermocouple. Then you go to whatever temperature you're going to use. When you shut it off, the flame goes out, obviously, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay, your keys are hanging right here. Okay, over here is your sound system. These all have remotes. Basically, you have 3 speaker zones. A is inside the main area. B is going to be probably the bedroom. It might be the garage, though. And then C is going to be outside. You also have AM, FM radio. You have Bluetooth, so you can stream wirelessly from your tablet or phones. So it has a lot of functions. You have USB drive in there, so you can put all your albums onto one USB stick and just plug them in and take them with you. Okay. This is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It should always be green. If not, get it serviced. That's going to detect carbon dioxide or LP gas. Your refrigerator is a gas absorption refrigerator. Ooh, it's ice cold. So, auto is the most common way to go. That's auto electric, right? If you hit the mode button. That means it always seeks out 110 AC. If it can't find it, it'll switch to gas, right? Or if you're let's say you leave early in the morning and everybody's going out adventuring. Soon after you leave, you have a power failure at the campground. Well, it'll sense that and automatically light on gas. So that's the most common way to use it. You can put it dedicated to gas just there, but if it can't find any 110 AC, it'll end up on gas anyway. So auto electric's the most common way to use it. Now, this right here is a thermistor. Oops, I pulled it out. But you can see the thermistor is right here. It's hopefully I can get it back in with one hand. This other piece is just a clip that holds it. If I could do it one-handed, I'll have to do it when I got 2 hands. But you just use this to slide up and down. The sticker shows you that the higher you go with the thermistor, the cooler the refrigerator is. So you pretty much want it up all the way. And rarely will you have to turn it down. Okay. All right, let me look around a bit here. Okay, you have a power vent up there, power fan, which is good. Your thermostat for your rear air conditioner is right here. Your bed lift right here. The best way to learn about the bed lift, if you don't know them, is go to Lippert's site and look at they got great user videos on it, but it's right here. Obviously, you can fold this into a bed, or you can fold them up out of the way. That is the bunk up there right now, right? So you can get all of these out of the way up there, or by using these pins here, of course. Or you can just leave this up and have a sitting area. You got 1,000,001 options. When it comes to your awning, you have a sliding door, right? You can I call it an awning, I'm so sorry. When it comes to your ramp, I'll blame the heat stroke again. When it comes to your ramp, you have the sliding, and also you have different, you can put the cable in 2 different positions. You can use it as a ramp or a patio, all right? And like I said, the gate, and then you have these canvases that roll down also, okay? I'm sure you know all that. I'm sure you looked into it quite a bit before you purchased this model. So this is the power converter here. It converts AC to DC power. So you have 110 AC circuit breakers here like you'd see at home, and then they're all labeled. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC over here. You got 12 volt fuses and they're all labeled. And importantly, as long as you're plugged into shore power, this will be a battery tender. It'll sense how much energy your battery has and needs up front and always keep it charged. So that's important. Obviously, when your tow vehicle's pulling in, it will be charging the battery. And then when you're plugged into shore power, that will. Okay, so you have a power fan up here for your bathroom, your half bath. The toilet, like all RV toilets, sits over a black tank. You can't use it dry. You have a flush pedal right here. So one thing you have to remember is that I'm sure you know this, but when you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water. Then you're going to come inside. You're going to put a dose of chemical in the bowl, and then you're going to step on the pedal and let at least a gallon of water go into the black tank along with the chemical. Then it's ready to be used. If you don't do that, it's considered using it dry. If you don't do that and you use it dry, the smell will be terrible. Plus, it'll get clogged up. So you always want chemical and water in both toilets because there's two. Each toilet has its own black tank. So okay. Excuse me. Okay, hopefully I'm still making sense. Alrighty. Those are poles for your tables here. The tables are on top of the bunk in the garage. So there you have another slide room, and you have a vent up here, and you got your usual stuff. You got some storage back here. And you got your main bathroom here. So the sink and the shower work like any other sink and shower. The toilet works the same as the other one, chemical and at least a gallon of water. You have your vent up here, okay, and then of course your light switch. Okay, let's see what else we have. If I'm forgetting anything. There's a packet here somewhere with all of your literature in it. If I can find it, no telling exactly where he has it. Here, right there. So that's your packet there with all your literature in it. The best way to learn, if you need to, is our manufacturer's videos. Like Lippert will have a great video on this system right here, for example. It's pretty self-explanatory, and if you've been around toy haulers, you pretty much know how it works. But like I said, there's the manufacturers make pretty good videos now on their products. There's a backing plate here for your TV bracket, and of course the hookups. All right. Okay. All right, so I believe that covers it. So I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting your roof. That's so important. People generally don't inspect it enough. Odds are you're not going to have to do anything for years, but you're just looking at it to make sure, because you can't see it like you can everything else, right? So that's important. And right now the plumbing is filled with water. All the antifreeze has been purged out. It's filled with water. The water heater is in camping mode right now, and there's water in that water heater tank. Make sure you don't run it without any water in it, okay? Okay. Thank you very much.